4 weeks in, and it's a great time to be a Niner fan. 4-0, best start since 2019, Week 4 matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. Now you come into this game, no Jawan Jennings, no Elijah Mitchell. Debo and Kittle only combined for 1 reception. How on earth do you get a win 35-19 against the Cardinals, who aren't as bad as what their record shows? Well, you could have Brock Purdy, which I'm giving my stats and my wonderful notes, which my notes is literally a piece of paper because my budget for making my videos is absolutely zero. So this is the best I get, and that you get. And I apologize. I'll do better in the future. Maybe. Purdy, 20 for 21, 283 yards, 1 touchdown, which was a rushing touchdown on his own. No interceptions. Brandon Ayuk, 148 yards after coming back from a shoulder injury. 148 yards on only 6 receptions. Looking good already. So how do you top that? Oh, just, the best running back in the league right now with Christian McCaffrey. 106 rushing yards, 71 receiving. Makes for 177 total yards. 4 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 1 receiving. Exact reason why he is in talks about being a runner for league MVP. Hopefully he gets it. It'd be nice, he should. But we'll digress. It's only week 4. So you win 35-16. And like much of the other games the Niners have been doing, other teams seem to keep it close enough throughout the first half or sometimes in the third quarter, and then something happens and the Niners defense just shuts the door. Ideally, I'd like them to just shut the door from the beginning of the game. I think we would all enjoy that because this game was a little interesting. The Cardinals did make it 21-16 fairly early in the third quarter, fell in a 2-point attempt there, and after that, they never scored a single point again. So that's where the defense just shut them down after that. But to show how the Cardinals aren't as bad as they say, and plus it was a divisional matchup, so of course divisional matchups are always going to have that tough time. The defense here, they only got 1 sack. It was Hargrave. He got 1 sack in the game there. No interceptions. I do believe there was a fumble on both sides of the team there. But the big thing is the defense allowed 362 yards. Now, the Niners still outgained the Cardinals, I think, with 395, but it was only a 33-yard difference between the two teams. 362 yards is quite a bit for the team to give up, especially against the Cardinals, I would think. Once again, I'm not disparaging the Cardinals, but the Cardinals, I think, should be able to be held under 300 yards there in a game. They did have that one drive where they scored their only touchdown on, not their only touchdown. I stand corrected. How can you can't on an only touchdown when you score 16 points. On the touchdown drive was 94 yards. So that was their big one of the game. Something to keep in mind, that to tidy that up. I get it. There's only so much you could do to stop yardage. At least they stopped the points after a certain point in the game, and there was no worry after that. We go over to special teams. Moody, I think he has now alleviated any concerns I had with him that I saw during the preseason. 5 for 5 extra points this game. He never had to kick a field goal because the 49ers scored on their first 3 possessions. They knelt for the end of the half, and then Mitch Wishnowsky only had a punt once the whole game. The 49ers scored on every single drive outside of the 1 punt and taking a knee to go into halftime. That's efficient. So yeah, it kind of negates the 362 yards the defense allowed for the Cardinals to do. Credit to Dobbs over there on the other side of the ball, despite him being kind of essentially a backup there, being put into this position since Kyler Murray is going to be out for who knows how long. I think he's done rather admirably for the Cardinals. Of course, I'm glad we beat him, obviously. No, nothing against the Cardinals once again. Glad we beat him. So to do a quick look at next week. So this is the game now that everyone probably had circled on their calendars. 49ers fans, rest of the league fans, and of course the team that they're playing next week and all their fans, the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, we know how the Cowboys and the Niners have been over the past couple seasons. The 49ers eliminated them both times in the playoffs in 2021 in the wild card and the divisional game last year. Dallas comes off a 38-3 insert your word here, smackdown, crushing win obliteration, stampede, dominating, crushing win over the New England Patriots 38-3. This comes following a loss against the Cardinals, who had a nice pull off a good upset there in week 3 against the Cowboys. No doubt the Cowboys want to pick up a win against the 49ers here at some point. Now, this will be the first true test for both teams here. Of course, the 49ers have to deal with Micah Parsons on the other side. And this is nothing against the other 4 teams that they've played, but none of those other teams quite have the personnel that Dallas does or could compete at the same level as Dallas will against the 49ers here. Now, of course, the Niners can win. They're at home. I think they will, but I do think this is a game where you're going to have to play better than you have all 4 weeks so far, and so far they've done pretty darn well. So it's time to find the next level against a team that no doubt is going to come out at 110%. Of course, we have to hope the injury bug stays away. We don't want any of that for coming up during practice here, or especially in the game next week. The Niners do this 5-0 for the first time since that 2019 season when we went to the Super Bowl. So until next week, after the Dallas game is done, and hopefully another W is marked off in the win column, I am Pax Salinas. I wish you all the best and wish you a fun rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much.